Hello. What's going on, everybody? I know I slightly ended the countdown, but you know what? I was in such a hurry, scurry, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter, baby. I'm here to have some fun tonight. We're going to fight. We're going to love it. We're going to shove it. And you know what we're going to do is that, like, we're going to be honest tonight, truthful, and, like, we're going to, clear the air a little bit because, there's a lot of people out there that think they know what's going on. They think they know the truth. They think they have the answers to every single thing that's going on within life, and they think that they're the morality, the all holy, almighty morality police. But anyways, with that said, you got the baptized stuttering muffin, stutter muffin, brother Martin. I'm here to have some fun tonight, and this is the debut stream, the maiden voyage, so to speak, for the official Baptized Fire with Brother Martin Facebook page. I've been meaning to do this for a long time, but the honest truth, guys, I just haven't gotten around to it because I've been too damn lazy to do it. So no, scratch that. Not too damn lazy. I've just been extremely tired. I've been worn out. And you know what? There's a thing called life. Life gets in the way. And just sometimes you're so consumed, you're so distracted that, you don't tend to get around to things sometimes, stuff that you've been needing to get around to. So I just want to say that I'm happy for the fact that I got around to it. And it's amazing because within my first day of the show, on the page. Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right. Within the first day of me doing this, like with starting like the Facebook page, I've gotten almost 50 follows. So I just want to say so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you to every single person that has liked and followed my page so far. This is Baptized Fire with Brother Martin, but I am also still associated with Retro Wrestling Revival. This is one of the shows that's a part of the Retro Wrestling Revival network, but it's on its own little separate page. So don't get that confused. I got some people messaging me saying, "Hey Chris, you got this page now. So does this mean that you're going to separate from John? So does this mean that you're going to go on your own?" And this is the God's truth. No, I'm not, guys. I'm still going to be doing my passion, my love for pro wrestling and sharing it with John. Me and John, we're going to be tearing it down always like usual, and we're always going to be doing the premiere watch along series, the premier watch along brand, the premier retro wrestling brand on Facebook, on YouTube, and on the whole World Wide Web, baby. We are the premier ones, and you know what? No one's going to take that away from us, and this is not going to hinder me or stop me from doing my stuff with John. So just to let everybody know out there, that's not the case whatsoever. This is a passion project of mine, and for people that don't know me, I'm gonna share a little bit with you. I'm gonna be open with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, and which I'm gonna give you like a little bit of background on me. So just to let you know that my name is Christopher Martin. I am the brother Martin, which that name was given to me by Mr. Mike Durband. So that's where like that nickname comes from. I give all the credit to Mike. Um, and I discovered my passion for podcasting and for just getting my feelings out through various ways. I did it through tragedy, and through tragedy, it was something that I was not too happy with going through. So just to let you know, like the long and short of it, because I want to get to like the main topics tonight. The reason why and how we got here was that I started podcasting right after I got out of the nut house. So, and you guys are thinking, Chris, wow, right off the bat, that's kind of graphic, man. Like you're talking about the nut house. Yes. So, needless to say, which I struggle with mental conditions called bipolar manic depression. And right after my dad died, I couldn't handle it, so I tried to kill myself. I mentally wasn't stable. I wasn't there, and which like my wife was struggling to deal with so many things that I was giving her. And I wasn't the nicest guy, to be honest with you, which I was a complete son of a bitch. I was a complete prick. And it got to the point one night where I had such a bad manic episode that my wife, she had to take the kids and go to the neighbor's house. Be, and I what? Oh yeah, and this was during like a hurricane, by the way. And so basically, what happened was this was during Hurricane Matthew, which I believe, and like my wife, she had to take the kids to like a neighbor's house because I was going batshit crazy, and I mentally wasn't all there, so I couldn't take it no more. Dealing like with my mental struggles, mixed with like the death of my dad, mixed with fighting with my wife, mixed with her rightfully so taking the kids. I'm not going to argue that. I just couldn't take it no more, so I got an extension cable that you would like a drop cord. So basically, like those drop cords that you put in like to plug something in, like that just doesn't quite reach the outlet from where you want to put it. Put like your thing like the plugs in. So what I did was I got like a heavy duty green drop cord. I wrapped it around my closet door, like the top of it, and I tried to hang myself. Thankfully, and which it got to the point to where I was passed out. Like my body, it felt like a giant static electricity, so to speak. It was like all fuzzy and staticky, and I don't know what stage that is or whatever. But anyways, next thing you know, which I'm passed out, and then I get woken up by being slammed to the ground by a paramedic. This guy slammed me right on the ground. He started doing chest compressions and everything else, and it really got to the point to where that the guy was fucking hurting me. So like he got like his freaking fingers like this and started rubbing my chest really 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 hard. I think it's like I don't know what the hell it's called. What? Yeah, sternum presses or whatever the fuck you want to call them. But anyways, like the guy, like he woke me up, and then and by the grace of God, which I didn't succeed, like with what I was trying to do, and then I went to a place called Conway Hospital. They took me there to get seen, to get observed, like to get medically evaluated. And so I spent 2 days there. And then I went to, no, scratch that, which it was 3 days because they didn't have enough room at the nut house because of the hurricane. Because they had to stop releasing people due to like the weather. So basically, which I was put in like a giant rubber room at the hospital, and which I slept there like for 3 days. And then like they transported me to a mental health facility called the Lighthouse, which I was there for like a 72-hour hold. And then when I was released, which honestly I'm grateful for that happening because it really opened up my eyes to a lot of things within my life. And it really, really helped me in many, many ways. So I used to laugh, make fun of, and judge people that struggle like with mental health issues because I thought to myself, well, what I have is different than what this guy has. And which, as a matter of fact, we're all more alike than you realize. So after going through that really really that opened up my eyes. It really really helped me like with coping like with my struggles, like with coping with my frustrations within life, because I didn't know how to deal with the loss of my dad, and it didn't help that I was taking it out on my wife, and which in return that wasn't me setting the best example possible when it came to my children. So which I'm open and honest to admit that there's times where that I was not the best dad. And that was one of those times because I was emotionally and mentally absent for like a very long time because I struggled so deeply with that. So that mixed with me dealing, um, before that, I was dealing like with pain pill addiction due to my physical ailments with spinal stenosis and degenerative disc disease. I mean, just it was just like a massive ball of bullshit. And mixed with the fact that the job that I was working at the time, I fucking hated it, which was a company called Food Line. Yeah. Well, scratch that. Which I didn't hate the people, because like the customers were fantastic. They treated me like gold. Which, as a matter of fact, one of the customers that I had that was fantastic to me, which I was fantastic to them. They're one of the reasons why we have the place that we are in today. Like the place that like we live in. So I'm very, very grateful for that. So because if it wasn't for Food Line, that wouldn't have led to what what happened down the road with us finding our place. So I'm grateful because God builds those bridges, because one day you're going to have to cross them again. And so basically, which I was not happy with my job, because which at the time, which I was an assistant deli manager at Food Lion, and I was treated like complete garbage. Because like the God honest truth is, like, the person that I worked with, they were lazy as shit, and that they thought that they were better than me, and yeah, racist, ignorant, and just extremely self-entitled, and it really really bugged me, because with that store, which the store is non-existent now, like the store closed. That was a prime example of why the store closed, because whenever you keep putting people in positions that they don't deserve, eventually the store as a whole is going to suffer. Okay, this is the thing, guys, that, for example, let's say that you are on like a boat. There's only so many times that you could patch up the holes before, like, there's so many holes that like the boat's eventually going to sink. And that's eventually what happened. But I just want to say, by like the grace of God, that about 16 months before like the store closed, God kind of shrugged me. He God spoke to me and said, it's time for you to leave. Because I was praying, saying, God, which I'm miserable and I feel stuck. Can you please give me another way? And thankfully, there's a customer by the name of Joseph, which he is one of like the managers at Walmart. And he came up to me, and he kept saying to me, Chris, like, you need to stop into Walmart and you need to apply, because you'd be so much happier. You get to pay more money and they would appreciate you more. Which I kept shrugging it off, thinking, no, 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 I'm good. I'm good. Which I'm good, because honestly, I was complacent and too scared to jump and too scared to leave. So what I did was, prior to that, was that I applied for managerial jobs at a grocery store here called Publix. And they were going to make me the assistant customer service manager. And which, like, they hired me twice. The first time, they were going to make me one of like the team leads. So basically, like, the team lead, like, they help run like the front office and everything else. And then when I went to go sign the paperwork, they lied to me when it came to my position, because it went from being a team lead to a bagger, and it went from $15 an hour down to 10. And no offense, which I was making more at Food Lion, which I could walk. So like the second time which I applied, like, they promised me, all right, we have an assistant CSM position open for you. So like we went, same damn thing happened. They promised me 16.50 per hour, and they were gonna pay me 11.75. Don't get me wrong, that was more than what I was making at Food Lion, but it wouldn't have made a damn difference because of gas. So I freaking said screw that. So I kept on sticking with Food Lion, basically hoping things would get better, thinking, all right, like, my loyalty is going to pay off. And it didn't. It just got worse and worse and worse and worse. I mean, which I'm grateful, because it taught me many, many life lessons, which I can apply today. Like, they make me more appreciative for where I am at now. So I'm not going to say that I regret it, because I know that God had me go through those things for a reason, which led me to where I am. And especially when it comes to how Walmart, they value me and they appreciate me, because Food Lion, one of their philosophies was that whenever you wanted to get moved up, they wouldn't move you up, but they would move you sideways. So like, you're thinking to yourself, Chris, what the hell does that mean? So basically what that means is that, let's say that like you are a let's say that you're a stalker, and like you've been busting your ass for years, and the assistant stalker manager like that job shows up and you think you're perfect. What they normally do is they hire from outside the company, and they say, well, like, we can't give you that position, but we can give you 25 cents more, and we can move you to like the meat department. Yeah, but you still have to interview for those things. So like, for me, that's what happened with me, because I started out being a bagger, then I became a stalker, and then I worked in the meat department. I worked at customer service. I worked in the deli. I worked in produce. I mean, there's so many different things that they trained me for. So little did I realize that God was letting me go through that. So when I got to Walmart, they would value me, and they would use my skills properly. So that's essentially what happened. And so just during those times, which I was struggling like with my depression, with dealing like with the depression, dealing like with like my physical ailments, dealing like with the death of my dad, dealing with all that bullshit with like my job. uh, there was a problem that I had, that like the nut house told me, saying that you can't let things bubble up and bottle up with inside you, because it's going to get to the point to where that you are going to explode, and you're going to take it out on ones that don't deserve it. And the ones that you love the most, they will only be able to take it so much before they say screw it and leave, and you're going to have no one to blame but yourself. So when I got out of the nut house, the lighthouse, whatever you want to call it, which I started to listen to podcasts before I got there, which a couple months prior, which I started to listen to Bruce Pritchard on YouTube. I started to listen to like the Two Man Power Trip of Wrestling and all that. And there was which, like, the Two Man Power Trip of Wrestling, by the way, that's one of the best podcasts on the World Wide Web when it comes to interviewing pro wrestlers, which I'm a huge wrestling fan, a mark, you could say. And on one of the episodes, I was listening to, it was John Paz and Chad, which both gentlemen are extremely talented. Me and John, like, we're still friends till this day. John, he's a phenomenal talent, great guy. Chad, which I'm not so close with the guy, but I wish the best for him. And basically what happened was they were doing a show with a gentleman by the name of Vince Russo. I was not a fan of the guy to begin with, because I bought into the perspectives that a lot of wrestling fans spewed out there. So like the perspectives from Bischoff, from Jim Cornette, from Bruce Pritchard, like just so many people saying that Russo, he's a toxic, fake piece of shit person. And actually started to listen to the Vince Russo Two Man Power Trip of Wrestling episode. And Russo was talking about like his faith in God. He was talking about like his podcast brand, which is the Russo brand, which is on a website called the Realm Network. And he was talking about a show called That's Life. And the thing about it is that during that time, dealing like with my depression, which I stopped going to church, I stopped doing so many things that I cherished and loved, because I just wasn't happy. And I started listening to a show called That's Life. So Vince Russo, that show, he basically shares about his life experiences, like with God, and how God has helped him, and I mean, just like so many things, which is a good show, guys. You can go check it out. Which is available on all major podcasting platforms. You just look up Russo's brand on like the podcasting platform of your choice. And one of the episodes which I listened to of That's Life, Vince was talking about never giving up and just realizing that through all the muck, the mire, all of the negativity, all of the drama that you're going through, like those valleys that you might be in, with God reaching his hand out, those hills are even bigger. So don't you worry. You might be struggling, but God is going to let you struggle. So whenever you get to uh, 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 that hill, you're going to be more grateful for where you came from. You're going to be more appreciative of what you have. And that episode, which I never forgot, and which I still carry that like within my heart, and that show that inspired me like to reach out to Vince. Me and Vince, we started talking, and I really wanted to be able to express myself. So between the two-man power trip show, between Russo's That's Life, that inspired me to start my own podcast, and that was a way for me to just really get my thoughts out there, and realizing that, maybe this is a good way for me to not only vent but help others, and maybe build a community to where that just because I'm going through something doesn't mean that there's not somebody out there that hasn't gone through something similar that could help me, or vice versa. And so my show, it became a personal show for me, like to vent and just tell the story of my life. And which it led me to meeting various people, which I still stay in contact with today. One of them, he's my best friend. Um, and with that, in like my first podcast, it was called Inspired with Christopher. Um, and the and Russo, when I was coming up with the name, Russo said to me, Chris, you don't have to overthink it. Just make it simple. And uh, um, which I was thinking of show names like Wired to be Inspired, Blessed to be Too Legit to Quit. I mean, just so many show ideas. And Russo said, why not just use Inspired with Christopher? And that right there, that stuck. And I'm like, you know what? That's such a wonderful name. And I loved it. So I started a podcast with my Inspired with Christopher show. That led me to coming in contact with a Mr. Mike Durban. Um, and which I'm very grateful for, because Mike, he got in contact. Um, I'm really bad with names. I do apologize. Chantel, Miss Chantel, from the Russo YouTube brand, and Mike got me on the Russo YouTube brand. So like my show was on the YouTube brand, and thanks to that, that led me to meeting Mr. John Wangland and Mr. Rob Francois, and which at the time both of them like were running the Wrestling with Reality Network, or the Reality Check Podcasting Network, Wrestling with Reality, whatever you want to name it. And that got me noticed. So Russo got me so basically through Russo, that got me to Mike, from Mike that got me on the YouTube brand, from the YouTube brand that got me noticed by John and Rob. Um, and which I came on John and Rob's show because I was trying to raise money for a spinal surgery. Because I have a spine and neck issues. I have spinal stenosis and degenerative disc disease. So, which at the time, which I was trying to raise money to have my surgery. Which for like the past prior years, I was trying to raise money, and it was extremely frustrating because which I would raise so much, but then I wouldn't have enough. There was like 3 or 4 times which I tried to raise money through like GoFundMe's, and they weren't that successful. So I went on the show with Rob and with John, um, and that led to Russo having a fundraiser for me, like to raise more money. So God's placing all of these people like within my life for a reason to help me. And this is all coming from an original place of misery, sadness, and just complete failure and hopelessness. So Russo, which I was having to raise $3,000 because like the surgery was 30 grand and like they required me to pay 10% of it. And Russo, he helped me raise in total, I believe it was like $800, which I'm extremely grateful for still to this day. And between the donations from that to like the donations from the brand members to like the donations from John to Rob to even some even a couple pro wrestlers, they've donated to me. I was extremely grateful because that helped me reach my ultimate goal of getting my surgery done. And this was also another way for me like to share like my story. So, which I use my podcasting platform not only as a way like to vent, but as a way like to help me get like my surgery done. And things were going so phenomenally good, so phenomenally smoothly. And basically what happened was one day there were people that were um, running their mouths and saying that Chris, like we've donated all this money, and I really really there which we donated this money and da da da, and there's no proof that nothing that anything happened. Now the thing about it is that because of my faith, which I'm a very private person when it comes to like my faith and my body and everything else. And like the God honest truth is that, with the exception of maybe going to the pool, I do not really care to show my body off to anybody else but my spouse. Um, and because I refuse to show bills, because I refuse to show pictures and all that bullshit, there were people that started a bunch of bullshit rumors that I was full of shit, that I was a fraud, a scammer, a faker, and you name it. And it branched off into extreme diarrhea of the mouth and bullshit of people wanting to just completely um, piggyback off this and just spread negativity and hatred and garbage. And it led to the birth, partially, like of just stupid shit that really that really has not benefited anybody whatsoever. So right after that, I got in contact with John. Me and John, like John Wangland, like we got extremely close with each other. John called me in the hospital. He FaceTimed me. He he was one of the few people that I was comfortable with showing like my body to, like when it came to like my scars. So John, he's seen like my spinal scars. He's seen like my neck scars. Oh yeah, and by the way, Big Mike brother, I pray that you're doing well tonight, my friend, and welcome to the maiden voyage of the Baptized Fire Facebook page, the first official episode on the Baptized Fire Facebook page. Brother, I'm glad that you're on. I love you, and I'm extremely blessed to have you in my life. Speaking of backbones, Big Mike, he is the backbone of the Retro Wrestling Revival brand, which me and John, like, we're extremely blessed and grateful to have him uh, right on our team. So back to what I was saying was John, he was contacting me daily, like, to see how which I was doing when it came to like my recovery and all that. And but yet everybody, the ones that gave, they were the quick. Well, scratch that. Not everybody, but a good majority of the ones that came to give, they were the quickest to turn, because it's almost like they purposely did it just to have an excuse to be a complete asshole about it. And my thing about it is that, which I tell people, whenever you go and you donate to like the American Cancer Society, Shriners Club, whatever, do you tell the person that you're giving them yeah, do you directly tell the person that you're giving to, you better show me proof. You better show me proof, and you better show me that child right on the operating table, or you're a liar. Don't you love whenever you go to places, yep, or donate saying you think, no, they should be donating to me. I'm like, oh what? My god, that's so annoying. That is so trashy. Oh yeah, they should be donating to me. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And so, like, the thing about it is that led to like a bunch of nonsensical bullshit. And this is the thing, is that partially because John was sticking up for me, John got heat for that. And there was a whole different fucking separate bag of issues with John, with other people, that led to bullshit, false narratives being developed. So me and John, like, we kind of bonded, not only because of our faith, but because of our politics, uh because of our respect and value for our families. I mean, there's so many things that me and John, we bonded over, and wrestling was the main thing that brought us together. Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you. All right, but uh, but no, like, the thing about it is that we bonded through all that. We bonded through family, like, we bonded through faith, politics, wrestling. He would check up on me daily, and just, I was so extremely grateful for that, because I don't have very many close friends. I have people that we're acquaintances. I'm like, hey buddy, you doing all right today? But I don't share. Well, a lot of people, my mom said growing up, you'll be lucky to count on one whole hand true friends. Yep. And like, for me, and John, he was, since the beginning, he's been a true friend to me through and through. And the thing about it is that even whenever people, like, were going against me, John would stick up for me and tell them to go fuck themselves, because this is the thing. John ultimately knew the truth, and he was one of the main people that, honestly, that's where, like, the truth mattered, because he was sincere with me. He was truthful with me. And like, the God's truth is, if there's only 5 people that believe me and there's 500 that don't, then, quite frankly, then that's fine. I don't give a shit, because that's not my job to prove it, because you think that you're owed something. No offense, you're not owed a damn thing. Nobody's owed anything. Like, the fact that, yeah, there's no point in putting the bills out there because they're still going to. No, no, no. Like we can blank shit out, but the problem is that regardless, it's still going to be people out there bullshitting it and doubting it, saying like, "Oh, you should have done it sooner." This, that, the other, and quite frankly, it doesn't fucking matter because like the thing about it is that whether you choose to accept it or not, you helped me when it came to me bettering my health, which I'm very grateful for that. Whether to the ones that gave but hate me now, regardless, thank you. Because guess what? Now I'm able to work harder than ever for my wife, for my children, and I'm able to function better because of that. And whether you choose to believe it or not, you did help me. And not only when it came like to me being a better worker, but being a better dad, being able to tie my shoes, being able to bathe myself, being able to lift my daughter up like without crying, being in pain, being able.
If it really is a lie, then how come? And people that have known you, that live around us and know you very well, me and you both, then
why wouldn't they call me out for it?
Because
Thank you.
they donate to it.
Thank you.
Hello.
This is the thing, is which if it was bullcrap, then someone would have close to me would have called me out for it already, which they haven't.
Maybe they would have.
Oh yeah. And so like the thing about it is that I just tell people thank you, regardless of whether you like me or not. Thank you, because if you gave even $1, you helped me become a better dad. You helped me become a better husband. You helped me become a better provider. And by the way, too, one of like the cherries on top of it is now I'm able to get jiggy with my wife even more, be a bigger sexual being than I have in 10 years. So thank you for that, by the way. So like the next time you guys want to doubt me and talk crap, just think about me banging my wife, because honestly, you guys contributed to that. So thank you. And Daniel, what's up, brother? I pray all is well with you, my friend. He says wrestling brings out the best in some of us, some people not so much, which I agree with you. Which I'm a firm believer that wrestling, that it's a great way to build friendships and build community within each other. Just like, let's say that you like Pokemon, basketball, football, you name it. There's always things out there that you like that you can build friendships on. And for me, some of like my closest friends were built from wrestling. So I'm very, very grateful for wrestling because that's led to it. That's led to like my great friendship with Daniel. That's led to my great friendship with John. Kevin. I mean, like there's so many different people, which I can honestly say. So I will always admit the fact, which, that I'm a mark. I don't care. Um, I which I will always be a wrestling mark, and that will all always be a hobby of mine. Now, will it be something that consumes my life? No, because honestly, God and family, those come first before absolutely anything within my life. And hold on, Daniel said, "I'm good, sir. Just playing the Cobra Kai video game. Hope was all well tonight, man." That is awesome. The Cobra Kai game is fantastic, and that Daniel LaRusso, he's the biggest piece of shit ever, okay? He started the downward spiral of the other guy, okay? I'm just telling you this right now. Sweep the leg, and that crane kick was illegal, by the way. I'm just going to let everybody know that right now. Look it up. Look it up in the Karate World Champions, Southern California, All Valley Tournament 1982 rule book. Crane kicks are illegal. Just saying. Anyways, I just want to say to those people, thank you so much, because wrestling was one of those things that led to us coming together, and just being able to bond. And there's days where that I was literally laying in bed in severe pain because of like my neck and spine issues, but I would turn on wrestling, and that would help me get my mind off stuff. And I'm very, very grateful for that. So I just want to say, wrestling is a very important part of my life. I mean, which it's not my life, which it's not like my whole life, but it's a fun hobby of mine. And if you want to call me a mark, by all means, by golly, do it. I don't care. Anyways, let's see what Daniel had to say. Daniel was pure heel, trying to get that baby. Exactly. Exactly. Daniel was a pure heel, like the son of a bitch. But everyone wants to stick up for him. Oh, man. Mr. Miyagi was a freaking Mr. Fuji wannabe. I'm telling you that right now. He was a heel in disguise. But anyways, guys, I just want to say that too, that whether you like me, whether you hate me, I just want to say thank you for what you've done for me, because you've made me realize things in one way, shape, or form that I want to be better on, and what I want to choose not to be, because like there's certain people that are out there that are obsessed, and people are like, Chris, don't put yourself over like that, which I'm not trying to, but like the God honest truth is, like, there's people out there that literally spend their days um searching my social media and just completely trying to cherry pick and twist anything that I do, say, or post, just to make me look bad. From like my teeth down to my stutter, down to where I work at, to just taking fucking audio clips and playing them out of context. So many different things that really, really bug me and bother me, because honestly, it's not right. It's not fair. Because like I told people, if you really got to know me and you sincerely sat down and talked to me, you would realize that I'm not a prick like you think I am. And for people to tell me, because I was listening to a special podcast the other night, um, and which I'll put him over, Rob's podcast, uh, and he was, which I don't know whether he purposely forgot to turn off the camera or what the deal was, but after John got off, which was the showdown, by the way, uh, right right after John got off, because Rob was hoping to get a big reaction out of John and hoping to get John to trash me, which didn't happen, by the way. So what happened was Rob, right after John got off, right at the end, he completely trashed me. He completely trashed John, and he revealed who he really was. And the thing about it is that, which I knew for a fact, that he had that whole thing set up with the showdown and the fucking interview and all that. He had that set up specifically to get himself over, like to make himself look good and to get more views and downloads, because it had nothing to make him feel better. Because he's saying quotes like, Martin, he's a piece of shit, he's a liar, he's this, he's that, and that, he's got to answer to God. Okay, let me quote Mr. Russo, because there's one thing that he said that holds true, and which I'm a firm believer, is that if you have hate within your heart, God is nowhere near you. And the fact that you want to pick and choose who you want to hate, and yet you want to claim that you believe in God 100%, you're a hypocrite. You're full of crap. You cannot be a full-blown Christian. You cannot be a believer in Christ if you have hate within your heart. Now, me, there's people that I dislike strongly, but I don't hate them, because for the most part, it's due to me realizing that people buy into blatant ignorance and stupidity, and they feel like that what they're believing and what they're hearing, that's truth, when it's not. And yet they could easily reach out to me and they can discuss it with me, but yet they simply choose to continue to believe a bullshit narrative that's not true whatsoever. So it just really, really frustrates me. And which I wouldn't say hate or strong dislike, which I feel bad for those people because they're too stupid and too, let's scratch that. They're not too stupid. They're too blind and too ignorant and too desperate to fit in to think for themselves that they need to research and do things on their own to find out the truths. They just assume to believe what they're told because they don't want to be potentially a, outcast within a group of people that have a common what's it called, a common agreement with who they dislike. Because this is the thing, is that there was a huge blow up with Rob and John about 15 months ago, and Rob left uh, the Reality Check podcast network. The same people that Rob completely trashed every single day, and just go on and on and on. He went to them to kiss their ass. And I just want to say that that's a prime example of something that I can't stomach, because this is the thing, is that if you feel a certain way, stick to that. Don't switch your beliefs or switch your views because you feel like you're alone and you need to fit in with somebody. Because the group that you're trying to fit into, you're just being fake as them because you're not being sincere like with how you really are. And no offense, but I couldn't live with myself like that. I really, really couldn't. So I just want to say that, which I was trashed the other night. I was completely not not embarrassed, because like the God honest truth, like the majority of those people that like were within that discussion, they're not really um how do I say this nicely? They have they don't think barely very highly when it comes to being true to who they are. So what they try to do is they substitute their true feelings just to fit in, and they do not, and they're afraid to be alone. So I say to those people, because some of you know me and you know the truth, yet you want to continuously trash me. Instead of dogpiling me on chats, why don't you actually get the balls to contact me? Because, like I said before, which I have an open door policy, I don't want to argue with people. I don't want to fight with people. I want to continue on the path of success that me and John we have set out to follow and to lead. Because the retro wrestling revival, we're going to come hell or high water, we will be the most successful retro wrestling content provider on Facebook. Once we conquer Facebook, we're going to conquer the world. It's that simple. All right, Daniel said, you're going to have to answer to God, yet he still trashes you. I said, yep, exactly, Daniel. Hey, what's up, Brother John? Speak of the devil, speaking of like my best friend, Mr. Johnny Podcasting is here, Mr. John Wangland. And brother, thank you for joining me on my debut for my debut episode on my Baptized Fire Facebook page, which I'm simply making a point that if you feel a certain way and you have certain beliefs, you should not prostitute those beliefs to fit in with a group that wouldn't accept you to begin with. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so needless to say, thank you, brother. Thank you for the compliments. So what I was trying to say is that I really want people to realize that, that it's okay to be different. That it's okay to have different perspectives, because you know what? God never intended for us all to have the same perspectives and like the same points of view. He made us all unique and wonderfully made, and I'm just going to let you know that right now. So, like I said, that about which about 4 or 5 weeks ago, which I put a show out there stating that if anybody has any issues with me, like, you're more than welcome to come on my show. Hold on a second. All right, but like I was saying, there's nothing wrong with being different. There's nothing wrong with having differing views, okay? Because if you feel a certain way, if somebody wants to crucify you or judge you because of that, screw them. Then that's their loss, because if they don't see what a wonderful person you are, then that's their loss. So you know what? Don't change who you are just to fit in. Whenever, like, you're not being true to who you are. And I really want to solve my issues with the ones that have issues with me, because I feel like that will not only be very, very cathartic to me and for me, but it will be also a great way for me to just move forward. Because, guys, which I'm a very sensitive guy, and which I'm a very sensitive soul, and certain things which I get that my feelings hurt very, very easily, and which I'm open and very, very honest about it, and which I just really want people to realize that through the ones that want to attack my shortcomings and my faults, no offense, but you're no better. We all live in glass houses. We all have our struggles. We all have our disabilities. We all have our issues, and we need to come to that common ground of realizing we're not all that different. And to the ones, because I put out this offer about 4 weeks ago to anybody that has issues with me, like, to just reach out to me so like we can talk. And which I've been saying this for the past few weeks, to like the people out there that have reached out to me, thank you. I do appreciate it. Mr. Hambone, thank you. To Dean, thank you. To Jeffy Punish, thank you. Um, Durban, thank you. I just want to say, and there's a few others which I'm not,
Man.
yeah, which I'm not going to say their names because they requested for me not to say their names. Thank you. And which is a matter of fact, there was somebody that reached out to John earlier, and they apologized for being such a dick to him. And which I hate to say it,
Proud of y'all.
but with what happened with like the showdown, it kind of backfired on what Rob thought, because he thought that that was going to make him look good and make him look like the victim and everything else, when in fact there's various people that have messaged me and said that he looks like a bigger idiot. To take Conti for existing, thank you. Great message, though. All seriousness, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I try my best. And I just want to say to everybody that was dogpiling John, you're more than welcome to reach out to us like adults, and we can resolve whatever issues you have, because you know what? Me and John, we don't hate you. We pray for you. We care for you. And we realize that every single one of you, like, you're talented within your own way, and you're struggling with something within your life that makes you that makes you think that negativity is, that's one of the places that you should go to, because that's how you cope. Using negativity and hatred and dogpiling for being a coping mechanism, that's not healthy. So I'm telling people this right now, that yours truly and John, we are no more negatives, no more negativity. Because you know what? We're guilty. We've said our fair share of bullshit. And you know what? We're not perfect, and like we're not going to claim that we are. But you know what? We've taken responsibility, and we've realized that we got things that we need to work on. So you know what? We are. And with that, God's going to recognize that, and God's going to bless us. And God blesses the ones that recognize that they have work to do. And God blesses the ones that go to Him whenever they're down and they realize we're not perfect. We screw up, like we fuck up. And God, please teach me, please show me better ways to treat others. Because because I've struggled with that, especially within the past year, struggling like with negativity and with hatred and with anger and just wanting scratch that hatred like within the way that I've been behaving. Not that I hate anybody, but like I said before, but hating myself because I know better, because I can do better. And with all this forgiving, because apparently last week um the rad one didn't bother watching my show. I apologized because a few weeks prior I did something that I'm not too proud of, where I was pissed off and I showed something on a show that I shouldn't have. I'm not going to go into detail about it because, quite frankly, I really want you guys to check out my last show. So if you guys want to know what that was, then you could check out like my last show because I did cover this. Um, and I just want to let you know that the response from him, it wasn't too kind, which I don't blame him because I did what I did. And I did it because I was pissed off and angry because I sent out a public invite for him to sit down with me, like to talk to me, and for us to settle our differences. And he constantly ignored me and he constantly refused. So I figured, you know what? Let me try this to see if he'll respond, which by God, he did. Now, what that led to was he thought, well, Chris tried to get me, so let me try to get him. And what happened was he couldn't find nothing on me when it came to my background. So what he tried to do, hold on a second, guys. Hold on. All right. So like I was saying, he couldn't find nothing on me. So he went back to an old tweet, which I was speaking about me getting over a certain medical issue. And not only did he do that, but he threatened to release my wife's records. And don't get me wrong, my wife's not perfect by no means, and she's had her issues, and but she's never done something within a crime manner that has hurt somebody else. She's always hurt herself. And like which like thing about it is like my wife, she struggled with drug addiction. She struggled with various other things, but you know what? She's never hurt anybody else with it. So and plus the funny part about it is that I have been public with this prior. So like with him threatening this, it was really head scratching. So I said to him, this is the deal, that that I feel bad about what I did. So I do apologize, and what I'm going to do is take the video down, which I did right away. And I said to him that I really want this just to end, and he was threatening me, saying that which I could sue you and this and that. Well, no offense, but it's public record, so you can't sue me for shit. And secondly, I just really want this to end. I really, really do. Whether 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 it comes to the whole thing with agreeing to disagree or whatever, which I want this shit to end. I do, because I'm tired of the negativity, the bullshit, and the bashing. So what happened was, like I said, he couldn't find nothing on me, so he tried to expose my wife, which I've already publicly talked about. And then he tried to bring up a tweet from what's it called? Like from 2 or 3 years ago, something like that, claiming that I was full of shit and claiming that I was lying and just so many different things. And I'm going to do something tonight that I am really not comfortable with doing, but I'm so sick and tired of people running their mouths. And like, the thing about it is that I guess some people, they tend to take every single thing that I say either way, either not serious at all, or they fucking take it to the extreme, and they take what I say as fucking gospel. Um, and I'm just gonna do this right now. And the thing about it is that he made a dumbass comment. Hold on. John said to me, negativity and hatred is the wrong way to be. It's an important lesson for all of us. Amen, brother. I love it. And this is going to be my goodbye. This is going to be my swan song, so to speak, with addressing this issue, because honestly, me and John, we got bigger and better things to look forward to, and to produce, and to help impact people's lives with, rather than going back to this horseshit over and over and over. So which I'm about to show something that I'm not comfortable showing, but I'm going to do it to make a damn point, because just like with my spine issue, which I did not lie about, I'm going to prove something tonight, because apparently Rob made a statement saying that that I didn't know what the hell I was talking about, and and just so many different fucking things. And this is the deal, is that I'm going to show you something, and you can either take it, leave it, whatever you want to do. But calling me a liar, that's something that is not going to happen any fucking more. So, all right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Like, we're going to have some fun here. Now, I had a part, no, wait, scratch it, which, when I was diagnosed with lymphoma, it was technically defined as splenic marginal zone lymphoma, meaning there was cancer within my spleen. There was cancer within my blood that went to my spleen. And yes. So, anybody that wants to do their research, they can. They're more than welcome to. And which, here's a link. You guys can pause it, and you guys could fucking you guys can do like your research on your own. That's the name of it. That's the type of lymphoma right there, which I had. And by the way, which I have the ability to play stupid as well, and lead people on. And that's exactly what I did. So this is going to be something which I'm going to show as well, because which which I had my spleen removed due to lymphoma. And hold on a second. Let me pull this up real quick. And what I'm going to do is show you what it looks like after a surgery when it comes to spleen surgery. When it comes to removing the spleen and what it looks like afterwards and all that good shit, because obviously I'm full of shit. Hold on, guys. This is going to take a second. I apologize. Because I'm trying to get used to all this. So don't you judge me. Don't you hurt her, Frankfurter. All right. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. Thank you guys for your patience. I do apologize. Yeah. How you doing? Yes, I do love to sing, by the way. Singing is one of my passions. You know, and I must admit that I'm one of the greatest. I'm one of the great shit. What's it called? I am one of the greatest shower singers that you will ever come across. Da, 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 da. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the main event for tonight. I'm excited because I finally got it together. And this is for anybody that wants to run their mouth and claim that I lied, because I was plain stupid when it came to the whole cancer thing. Because obviously these numbnuts think that they're like, oh my God, I caught him. He said all this. Oh, he said he didn't know, and what the hell, and all that. Well, guess what, guys? I just did it so this could occur, because I knew what was going to happen eventually. So here we go. It's showtime, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Okay. Right after okay, damn it. Okay, so right after a normal surgery when it comes to removing the spleen due to Hodgkin's, this is what it looks like. You guys see that? Okay, yeah. It's not pretty. Like, there's like a bunch of staples and everything else. This isn't me, by the way, you know, because this you can look up online. Now, this is what happens after, and this is me. Okay? These are my scars. And like I said, I'm not comfortable showing this, but I'm so fucking sick and tired of people running their goddamn mouths. That is one of my pictures of my scars right there. Wait, hold on. Shit. Sorry. Wrong screen. Hey, guys, just forgive me here. Hold on. There we go. I am trying to get used to this. Hold on. All right. This is one of my pictures of my scar right here. And you can go back and forth and you can compare and you can contrast and you can do whatever the hell you want. That's fine with me. But for anybody that wants to call me a liar going forward, I got a few words for you. Kiss my ass, go fuck yourself, and go check yourself before you wreck yourself, because you just make yourself look like a complete moron and jackass. And you know what? So just saying, just saying, just saying, just saying. God bless you. Anyways, if you guys would like some more photos, let me know. I will gladly provide them. Sorry, guys. It took a minute. I'm going to, because believe me, which I'm trying to get used to all this photogenic, all this crap, and like dealing like the screens and all that. But, anyways, I just want to say this is my swan song. This is me saying, I hope and pray that everybody that has issues with me, that they can get over them and they can move on and they can actually focus on things that actually matter in life. Because you know what? Life is too short to bullshit focus and be angry at someone that you quite frankly don't even know. So I just want to say to everybody out there that continues to support me, thank you so much. From Mr. John Paz to Mr. John Wanglin to Daniel to Big Mike to Richie to so many other people, to Kevin, to Tim, to my wife, to my kids, to, to Adam, to, I mean, just so many people. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your love. Thank you so much for like your continued support, and which I'm excited to see where this goes when it comes to my page here on the Baptized Fire with Brother Martin Facebook page, which is associated with the Retro Wrestling Revival. So if you guys want to get your pro wrestling retro, your retro pro wrestling fix mixed with a modern day hook, because we do a modern day review show as well. Check it out, because not only do we have like the modern day like review show, but like we have watch alongs to Raw, pay-per-views, Nitros, WCW Worldwide. We do just like the Failed Federation series. I mean, just so many things, guys, that it will make your head spin. Like we just did a watch along to SummerSlam. Like we're doing that in 3 parts. Make sure to check that out, which like we're going to be releasing part 1 soon. Guys, it's going to be awesome. Just please check out the Retro Wrestling Revival, and please continue to like, share, and support me at Baptized Fire with Brother Martin. And which I'm going to say this one more time, that I hope and pray that everybody that dislikes me or has a differing view gets the courage to reach out to me and realize that their perspective is extremely misguided, and that they're man enough or they're woman enough to reach out and apologize, because I want to squash shit and move on. Which I don't want to rub shit in people's faces and be like, ha ha, you were stupid for how you felt, because I've been misled on certain things when it comes to believing certain things that weren't true either. So believe me, you're not going to see me rub it in your face. But it's time to grow up, grow out, move on, get up, and show up to who you really are and to who you're meant to be when it comes to what God has left for you and set for you within your life, because it ain't too late. The fact you got breath within your lungs, God's telling you, hey, let's do this. Let's do something great. And you all are meant to do something great. So just really, really quick, Rob, which I could have very easily been angry and mad with the showdown show that you did, because you completely trashed me. But you know what? I feel sorry for you, because you're willing to believe anything that you hear, and you're gullible enough to believe everything you read. So I really feel bad for you, because hook, line, and sinker, Bubba. Hook, line, and sinker. Hopefully you're not that stupid next time. Anyways, but I pray for you that you start to become sincere with your words, because from what I witnessed the other night, that was not the case. You just simply wanted attention, and you just wanted to show, you just wanted the rub from John, which I hope you get as many downloads as you desire, because quite frankly, past this, you really ain't going to have shit to show for yourself. But I pray that you can really see that life is really, really short, and that you're not going to be able to move on and succeed with hatred being that being that being those hatred is those chains, that anchor that's holding you back from getting you where you need to go. And just let it go, dude. Cut it, man. Cut the fucking lines and move on, man. Which I pray for you. I really, really do. And that offer's still out there. If you want to reach out to me, and if you want to talk to me and you want to squash it, I'm here for you, because I have no hatred towards you, because I want the best for you. And the same goes for anybody else that's been misled when it comes to misconceptions and false narratives when it comes to me or John. This is it. I'm not going to publicly address this anymore. And if anybody else wants to privately talk to me, you can. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up on my maiden voyage here on my official Baptized Fire with Brother Martin Facebook page. To the ones that are going to watch this after I get done with doing live, thank you so much. God bless you. I love you. I do appreciate it. Please like and share the page. And, let's grow this community here. And it's pretty cool. Like I said before, I got nearly 50 likes today and 50 follows. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Hopefully by September, we can get like 150. That's my goal. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. God bless you, and have a safe, blessed, joyous, and wonderful day, night, evening. No matter who you are, no matter who you're with, realize that you're beautifully and wonderfully made. Realize that God's got a calling for your life, and that you're meant to do big, extravagant things to glorify Him and make an impact on the world. By the way, if you also want to show your support for the Baptized Fire with Brother Martin brand, please go to baptizedfire125.sellmytees.com and please consider purchasing one of my shirts. I really want you to check it out, and if you like the shirts and you want to represent the fire that's baptized, do it, please. I would greatly appreciate it. I like the shirts. They're only $13. I mean, hell, not a bad deal at all. But if you also want to support me, please like and share and follow the Retro Wrestling Revival on Facebook as well, because that is that's the breadwinner, so to speak, for the brand here. And if you also want to support me, you can support me on YouTube. You can research Baptized Fire with Brother Martin on YouTube, which I repost these shows, which I'm thinking about doing like some supplementary stuff as well, like to add on to it. And I have to work on that. I gotta work on being more consistent, like with my YouTube stuff. But if you do want to follow me on Twitter, you can. It's at Baptized Fire 125. I am CHM911. And let's say that you want to email me and you want to contact me personally. You can contact me through Twitter, or you can contact me through this, or you contact me through email at iamchm911@gmail.com. Whether you love me, whether you hate me, whether you want to compliment me, whatever you want to do, just get a hold of me. And if you want to download my show and you want to carry it with you, you can do that too. Baptized Fire with Brother Martin on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, all major podcasting platforms. And if you want to go old school and you want to listen to stuff before Baptized Fire, which is my Inspired with Christopher shows, look up Inspired with Christopher podcast, which I think is still available on Spotify. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I know it's out there somewhere. So once again, guys, thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your support. And once again, this is my last will and testament when it comes to the haters, the trolls, the negative Nancy's, because guess what? It's time for me. It's time for John. It's time for Big Mike. It's time for Richie. It's time for the whole Retro Wrestling Revival crew to move on to bigger and better things. And for those 15 or 20 people that dislike us, I'm sorry. All you can do is contact us to solve it, or you can just live in your own filth and misery. Choice is yours. God bless you guys, and have a safe, blessed, joyous, and wonderful night, day, evening. Whenever you're seeing this, you're awesome. You're beautiful. And hold on. God's telling me I got to get more wrestling shows soon. Yes, Daniel, you're right, brother. I agree. And you keep doing your thing, man, and just succeed for yourself and the ones that are important. I agree. I agree, because like the ones that matter the most, they're gonna stick by you no matter what. I love you guys. God bless you. Peace.